everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always, and thank you ever so much for all your kind likes, subscribes, shares, comments, discussions, etc, all very much appreciated. Right, so today I've done nothing to the Fabia thus far apart from changing a fuse in the lighter socket to repair the lighter socket, because that had blown. When I was stuck in traffic the other day for 4 hours, I was having a good old fiddle and it turned out it was stuck down, and I thought to myself, well, if it's been stuck down all that time, it's bound to have blown the fuse, which it had. I don't need the cigarette lighter per se, but I do need it for charging my phone. So that's the only little fix I've done. And the only other thing I've done is a little bit of WD-40 in the door locks, because the intermittent problems with the central locking persist. Anyway, so what we're doing today, total break from the norm, and I will go and get my microphone in a minute so the sound's better, but total break from the norm. We are doing just little bits and bobs, fixes here and there on the Fab that I can take care of in its first week of my ownership. It's a week old now today for me, so we'll go through, do a couple of little fixes, then dig into sort of cleaning the leather, cleaning the steering wheel, getting bits and bobs sorted and ship shape and nice, and I'll just get through what I can. And first thing I'm going to do is fix this. So what I discovered is common problem, and all it is there should be a little, it's not the fact that the tang isn't pointing out far enough, there should be a little plastic collar in there that grips onto that bit, and all that is, I'll get the DJI pointing where I want it, all that is you literally drop this little bit of trim down gently and just swap the paws, and hopefully, you can see in there, that piece there, that should be popped up and pressed into that housing, and that will repair the problem. So I'll try and hold this and see if we can get it in. It's literally pushing it in, and then you just have to get that housing in that hole, see? So that goes in there, into that hole, and then you twist it and that will lock it in. So I'm going to need both hands to do that, but I'll get that twisted in, then we'll go round, have a look at the flap. Hopefully this footage is enough so that anyone that's trying to do it can see exactly what you're aiming for. You just need to get that cable pushed up in there. So I literally, it was 15 seconds. I pushed the spring so it was centered on the top of the housing, and then clipped the cable back in. So now, when we look, if you scrub to and fro, that little black thing there wasn't there a minute ago. So now, when you close, lovely. And with any luck, when we do the, I heard it, it's popped. There we go. And I have heard that, you know, they'll go again. Now, I'm not going to draw a diagram, but what people do, and one of the fixes I've seen, make sure that's in there enough, I think it is, yeah. What I've seen is people putting cable ties around the bit that bolts, like the little clamp, the grommet, and around the cable, and then like a dog bone tie, just to pull that clamp in together. If I end up having to do that, obviously I will make a video to show that. But there, that's a great shot of, that's the target area you're looking at. So let's pop these back in as neatly as possible, and I think that's good. Right, let's get my watch back on, and then we'll move on to fix number 2. I almost forgot, I also got a new little tang to go on the cap retainer. So the old one was clipped into this little hole here. There's literally 2 little tabs underneath, pop them off with your finger. And then to get this off, the old one, you want to get a trim removal tool or maybe a matchstick, cocktail stick, and just push those little pegs, just see them standing up, push them pegs through, pop out the old retainer and put on the new one. And for reference, they are tiny. If you drop them, you will never see them again, as I almost found out. Right, just to endure this shot for a minute. Old cap, this now out, you can see where the little pegs go. New cap, we're only using the lead. Apologies while I open the frustration-free packaging. Oh, that is insanely strong as always. And 2 mementos while I remove that strap from this one, and then we'll get it inserted. Well, thankfully it is a universal fitment, which I am very pleased about. And I'm going to use both fingers to get those little pins put back through, because I suspect that'll be the most frustrating thing on the planet to try and do in front of the camera, and then we'll get it hooked up. So you can just use the flat part of a trim removal tool to get those little dowels plugged back in, and then it is just a case of getting the old clip, and we're going to repurpose that to clip on the new one, which was fortuitously nice and rubbery, so that easily popped over. So just grab the lead, pop it in that little hole, and should get a little click, and that's in. So now we have a functioning, slot that round there, so that's neat, a functioning fuel filler retainer. So again, as I'd said about this car, because it's in the introductory video, because it's super low mileage, super well cared for, I'm not changing, modding, upgrading anything. We're just trying to keep everything OEM, and there's only a few little bits and bobs to do. Anyway, right, sorry, I digressed. So as I'd asked in my previous video, I was asking what elements am I missing. That's going to sit in there, and there's the alloy wheel nut cap removal key, and here is a spare that the owner kindly gave me, and as it's in its packet, that's just going in there. Simple as that. So it does look like something should be there. To me, like a screwdriver, I don't know. Possibly that little spare nut goes in there, but as far as I'm aware, everything else is there, and that's complete. And I did wonder what this was, and having I wondered if it is like a little storage box, but having inspected it, I think it is a jacket for the battery. So whoever changed the battery obviously could not be bothered to put it back on. So, and it's quite nice actually. It's quite a nice one. So I'm going to nick that and use it for the Forester, because the one on the Forester's been, well, is knackered. And right, so what else? Leather cleaning. Let's get straight in and do some leather cleansing, I think. So I'm gonna have a little go at putting some boot polish temporarily on the driver's bolster, because I haven't got the leather repair kit yet. So I'm just gonna very gently, let's get that over there, very gently apply leather polish stroke dye with a soft cloth. Then I will clean all the seats entirely. So we'll get in and do that straight away. Right, hopefully that's a good enough shot. So the reason I'm doing video like this, just pottering around doing various bits and bobs, is because I thought, because I typically make videos of one thing. That was always the idea of the channel, Rev-You. It's reviews. Anyway, so I thought, rather than doing a little bit of leather restore and a little bit of steering wheel cleaning and a little bit of fixing the fuel flap and making loads of separate videos, I thought, very quickly, just to rewind on that, the people I enjoy watching on YouTube, Saving Salvage, Matt Armstrong, Sam Sulek, who else do I watch? Can't think, brain's gone blank. Anyway, the channels I watch do quite a lot of sort of just candid, getting about, doing their business, long play videos. And I enjoy watching them. So I thought, I've got a fair catalogue of things that are either specific cleaning products or specifically about the Subaru, and I have got a task list as long as my arm today. So I thought what we'll do is just good old fashioned waffling and doing, and I'll aim for, like, I don't know, 45 minutes. I've got to clean the Subaru today as well, and you'll be pleased to hear that I won't be recording that in its entirety, but what I am going to do is do a walk round of the paint later today when I've done it. So we've got a recording for myself and my viewers of where the paint is now. It goes in for paint next Saturday, so then we can do another video and I'll have the footage to do comparison walkarounds. So that'll be good. And as I say, I'm not going to torture you with a full long play me cleaning the Forester. You've seen that many times. I've also got a friend coming round today with a, I don't know what it is, it's a hybrid electric, sorry, not a hybrid, it's fully electric EV, but he needs his headlights polishing, so I'll be doing that. And while that equipment's out, I will do the headlights on this, and I will absolutely 100% be doing a video of that. So that'll be good. Looking forward to doing that. Another job today is on Fab. That is going to be get these car mats out, get them on the floor, and get loads of cleaning product on them, shampoo, let them have a little dwell, give them a very delicate scrub so as to extend the longevity of them, and I don't want to wear them out in any way, shape or form. And then I'll probably get them back in, get some shots of what they look like, and then cover them back up with the rubber over mats so that they're protected. Well, I mean, when I do, I've been reading up on how to restore leather. So when I do the full thing, you have to sand this, sand it down, put glue into, or filler into any serious holes, and then start apply. Once it's degreased, it has to be degreased fully so that the paint will adhere. So then you start layering up layers of dye, and then drying it with a hairdryer, putting another layer on, drying it with a hairdryer, and just keep building up layers of pigment on the leather until it's even and there's no gaps. And then you can put on a seal of your choice. So I will be doing that, but this is just so it doesn't look so horrific. And if I was going to faff around with these bits in between the stitching today, I'd probably be going to get a tiny little craft brush. But as I say, this is just a quick bodge, so it doesn't look horrific. And I did use boot polish, this, on the Foz steering wheel recently, and it worked a treat. So I thought, you know what, it's good enough for the army, it's good enough for me. So there's my thought process behind that. So, by no means expecting perfection, but at least it doesn't look like gravel rash anymore. So let's get this round. No doubt the DJI will deny me, but there we go, if I get in the sun. So it's not perfect, but we were down to bald like that, and now these sections have got a little bit of coverage and it's looking better. Just buff that bit I scratched with my fingernail. Right, have a little buzz around that. Just getting stuck in, getting it all done today. Bit by bit by bit. We're winning. Right, where's that polish? My apologies. Getting in the way of the camera. Right. Tape up any areas of bodywork that you don't want to get polished or damaged. We're on Sonic's Profiline headlight polish. Five pea-sized dots. Spread that round. Check you're on a low setting. Get it on, and then build up the speed. Don't need to apply too much pressure. And as I was told on my previous video, nice and slow, just let the polisher do the work. So get the speed up. Give that around about a minute. See how we're looking. Around from the other side a bit so I can see what I'm doing. And you'll see how we're looking with that. And if it's not making as much of an impact as I'd like, we can go with, we can go with some cutting compound, but that has made a significant difference. Lovely. So let's get you up off the floor. So we're starting to get some ocular clarity, which is what we want, and we were just like milk. really. So I'll do another pass of that, and then we'll start getting the protector on. Let's get this up here. Do one more pass, exactly the same product, same approach, same duration, and we'll see where we get to. I hadn't planned to do these today, but a friend of mine messaged this morning and said, can I do headlight polishing? The lights on his EV are starting to go a bit. So I thought we'll do a test run on Fab, because it doesn't really matter too much what happens to it. And then I'm dialed in and we'll do his EV when he arrives. See what I'm doing at the bottom. Well, this one mate arrives, he'll feel satisfied that I partially know what I'm doing. Lovely. So here we are. Wonderful, easy home task. This is where we were. Pretty cloudy. It's hard to appreciate. The camera seems to pick it up better than it actually make it look better than it actually is. And now starting to look nice. So I'll get them both polished to the same sort of level. I'm going to go 2 passes on that, well 3 in total, another one on here, and then we'll start getting the protector on. So this is where the headlights finished up. I've not put the protector on yet because I want to wash the car first, so that's happening next. My mate's been round, I've polished his headlights for him. Just get that there. So we're now getting into the good bit. Oh, so I've got Maguire's Ultimate Wash and Wax in the wheel cleaning bucket, and Geon Bathe Plus in the red bucket, and then a rinse bucket as usual, just fresh water, auto glim mitt, and there is 50 ml of product, 50 ml of new touchless MJJC. That's all I'll need. And I've got a couple of bottles of G101 that I just want to use up. So that's going up inside the arches to get working on the arch liners. So give them a little blast. Get things moving in that area. I mustn't forget atom mat. Oh, the arch liners are new. Mustn't forget atom mat. Little tomorrow. So we'll let that have a little dwell, just check to make sure we're recording and the viewfinder's happy. So I'm going to let that have a little dwell, nothing major, and then rinse that off. Camera down for a little look. We'll have a look at this one first. So yeah, the wheel arch liners are in really nice condition actually. Looks pretty clean behind there. Wicked. Pretty clean. So I'll get this on here. There we go. A little bit of Maguire's in here. Little smash around the fronts. Little smash in the barrels. This is its first cleanse on my watch. So, and I'm on, you know, a lot to do today. So, not masses of time, but as always we get a pretty nice job, and they'll very much benefit from a nice, excuse me, blast of garage therapy at the end. Nice. Right, I'll get that paused, get the wheels done, and then we'll start getting the snow foam on. See you in a mo. Well, they enjoyed that. Seemed receptive to a little cleanse. Right, literally 50ml of new touchless in here. So it's going to be nice and weak. Idea is, because as I mentioned when I picked up the car, paint doesn't feel super thick, plus there's some lacquer peel on the bonnet, so I don't want to be right close to the car, blasting it to death. Hence, thin touchless. You can see 50ml of product in a litre or 900ml. Nothing wrong with that. Perfect. Get round and have a quick look at that. So that's just the consistency I was after. flowing freely, taking what little dirt there was off the panels, dripping onto the floor. Happy days. All good. All good. So that's just what we want. So we'll start digging into that straight away. So we'll get straight in. Apologies if you can hear the dogs. Tesco van just pulled up. So start getting this off, bottom up. Lovely. Great performance. Totally and utterly effortless. I'll get around the whole car and then we'll get into the 2 bucket wash. So for its age, 17 years old, and I haven't touched it yet. It's looking alright. It's looking alright. Wheels come up nice. They'll look good with some garage therapy on, and maybe a little bit of ceramic QD on the fronts. She's looking nice. All good. So start getting into the 2 bucket wash, and this is going to be reminiscent of cleaning the Fiesta. Easy because it's so small. Rinse bucket fresh, wash bucket ready to go. Auto glim pad, tuck the collar in so I can use it as a pad, just for speed, straight lines, not too much pressure, easy peasy. Nice, nice, nice. That's what we like. Then, just going to flip that part of the door. Easy, easy. Just what we like. Right, let's pause the video, dunk that, buzz round her, get that bit done, and then it's the best bit. Wet coat. Right, so we've gone back in with Atomac in the wheel barrels, and it's time for wet coat. Lovely. Right. Refill. Let's see how this is going on the blue paint, hey? Wonderful. Water action. No water action, just hang. Hanging, beading. Lovely. Right, I'll get that done all round and then we'll get a dry. So this is where we're sitting. Quite a pleasant little car to clean actually. Quite smooth. You know, the lower part of the body, smooth. Bumper, smooth. Not too many nooks and crannies. So that's quite pleasant to clean really. Got round it at a reasonable pace, which is always good. Let's get a little shot down there, shall we? She's looking alright. She's looking alright. Looking quite a nice clean little pocket rocket. So we're running short on time, so I'm gonna garage therapy tyres, clean the leather. I haven't hoovered yet, and I'm going to pearl the wiper blades because I always like doing that. You know, rather than replacing them, immediately. Let's get some good old-fashioned pearl on them. Grab the cloth. I think something I did recently, which was a major no-no, was put garage therapy when it was wet. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. I was giving them a wipe. A little bit of QD. Go mad. Just give them a little bit of protection. Always quite like doing that. Makes them easier to clean next time. I've had alloy wheel protector in stock forever. But because there's a tiny mark on the Forester wheels, I had thought, oh, I'll wait to get them furbed one more time. Then we'll go alloy wheel protector and test it. Can't even remember what one it is now. I think, oh, G-Tech. So this is garage therapy tyre serum. If you watch the channel before, you will have seen it. My current favourite. Tyres don't look like they're not very old, but similarly they don't look like they'd had any product love, should we say. So again, a tad too wet, so we'll have to wait. You can look at that one when it's finished, when it's dried. So I'll buzz around them, then we'll do the leather cleaner part, and I might have to do the hoover tomorrow. Now, getting towards the point where a sit down is feeling appropriate. Let's get that there. Pause this, I'll get the wheels and tyres done, and we'll have a quick black round the leather. Right, as I was saying earlier, using up some old products. So this is Supernatural leather cleaner. I hope that angle's okay. A little douse on there. I doubt these have been sat in much or cleaned or treated much. Anyway, good news is no significant marks. Leather still feels lovely. Good. Yep, just check down the front. There is leather there too. Nice. Just work that in. Apologies if I'm melting. Running and then prepping for video, and then copious amounts of car cleaning and rushing around. Smells lovely. The leather more so than the actual product. So it's looking nice. It's looking nice. Look even better when it's dry. I'll buzz round, get the rest of that done, and we're closing in on a little look round. So this is where we are. I'm going to pick the rest up in the morning because it is nearly 5. I'm ready for a break. Leather's clean. Leather needs a top coat. Steering wheel's clean. Steering wheel needs a top coat. Got shuts to do, carpets, mats. It's looking nice though. Back shuts, front shuts. A little bit under the engine bay, obviously. I'm going to get the top coat on the headlights right now, so that has can't get wet for 4 hours. So I'm going to give them a little wipe and get that on. We'll do that right now. Find a clean cloth, and this is just the Sonic's Profiline headlight coating. I'm going to manipulate the package a little bit this time, because when I did my mate, it felt, it come out runny to start with, and then a little thicker towards the end. And what I learnt from earlier is there's adequate. So get half the product onto a clean, dry microfiber towel and spread it over the surface evenly, like so. Nice. And then the remainder on the other headlight in the same fashion. It is literally 5mm, maybe 7.5 per side. Who knows? Let's make sure we've got enough of this one. And then it's going to be flipped to a clean side of the microfiber and buff that off, and that is done. And then you don't get it wet for 4 hours. Give that time to cure. And what I learned from doing the fozzies, it's in your best interest not to leave any on the bumper. Now, I know you could say, well, why don't you leave the tape on? Well, I read the instructions, then realised about the getting it wet for 4 hours and thought, oh no, I want to clean the car. So there we are. So buff off any remaining residue, and they are looking head and shoulders above where they were. Any residue off the paint, they'll come off all right. But let's get it now, eh? There's a little bit of tape mark there. Lovely. Very pleased with them. They were milky and horrible earlier, and now are great. So it's giving her a nice face. Let's get a little shot of that. Looking good. And as I say, we'll tidy up, get those last bits done first thing tomorrow morning. That'll give me something exciting to do in the morning, and we'll wrap that one up. So up early and on it. So only additional things, a quick smash around with some pearl to make the engine bay look a tiny little bit more presentable. I've done door shuts, plastics with pearl, hoovered the carpets, and the mats are looking nice. Pearl on the dash, etc, etc. Pearl on the door cards, looking nice and clean. All the mats come up really well. Obviously hoovered the boot, parcel shelf, treated all the rubbers. Don't know why, I like doing the rubbers. So treated all the rubbers so they're a bit fresher than they were. Haven't as yet stuck the clutch pedal plate back on, but cockpit's looking nice. Cockpit's looking like that. Obviously the shine's gone because it is the next day and it's a bit moist. Anyway, and I left out all my kit, not because I'm lazy or run out of time to put it away, so I can grab it quick and get FOS done straight away. So as promised, I'll get FOS done before the storm, and then can do a quick, well, slowish pan around the FOS so we can look at the areas that are getting done when it gets painted. So I've got reference for me, reference for you guys, so when we see all the work that's done, we can have a good old meander around it. In the meantime, I'm going to get all the doors and windows shut on the Fab and get the overmats back in, and I'm going to call that done. I also meant to say that I did a mini improvement. Not amazing quality, but significantly brighter. So I went round these with an acrylic pen. I'll put that little clip up now, just showing that process, only about 5 minutes, and this was the end result. Anyway, I'll stick that clip up so you can have a look. So I've got some acrylic painter 0.7mm tip fine pens. I've given the key a good clean. I've got my Gundam kit available, so that I've got a Mars plastic rubber for rubbing off any overspill. So I'm going to try flood painting the icons on these to bring it back to life. Right, so I'll just try a little bit. As I say, this is flood painting, so we'll fill the recess and then use the rubber to rub off any excess and see how it looks. It should just refresh the icon. In theory, once it's dry, I can go round with the rubber and remove any excess. So that should work out quite a nice little quality of life type mini mod. And there we go. Combination of gentle rubbing with a Mars plastic rubber and some very gentle rubbing with some 800 grit Gundam modelling sandpaper and a permanent acrylic water-based pigment ink, strong covering, sunproof, waterproof and force proof, and the end result is miles better than it was. Fabulous. Happy with that. So it's another little mini fix, mini improvement for the Fab. Fozzie getting some love before she goes off for paint next Saturday. This will be my last opportunity to give her a little blast. So in case she's feeling left out, she's getting a good old foaming. Fabia's had its love for the weekend. So Foz is getting a good going over before the storm, which they say is coming. It's supposed to be pouring down with rain now, but it's not. So there we are. Built Hamber, new touchless. Just right. Good consistency, doing the do, as always. that's FOS done. Not perfect by any means, and I succumbed to the usage of the big boy blower just because I wanted to get it done as quickly as possible because it's starting to rain. Anyway, so let's have a quick look around it. So it's having paint everywhere except the doors. Passenger side, driver's side, no paint. Everywhere else is getting painted. So these are some of the key stone chips that I picked up recently. The bumper's got scratches. Looks like it's been painted badly in the past. I caused a little scuff here. The bonnet is peppered with stone chips, as you can see. So this is getting done. I think the scoop is almost perfect, so I believe we're not touching that. Oh, there's a tiny pimple crease here, only really visible in direct sunlight when the car is gleaming. Headlights are getting wet sanded and lacquered. Got chunky stone chip here, tiny little pimple dent there. Probably going to have the wheels refurbished again. Nothing happening with the doors, but skirts are getting done. Obviously, they're not perfect. They look pretty good on the camera, but they're by no means perfect. Obviously, aero spats are going on. This panel and all this glorious rust is being cut out. So we're going back to however far is needed to get to healthy metal, and then it's having new driver's side rear quarter repair panel. Boot's all right because the boot was painted by someone else. When my car got damaged in the workshop, quality's not brilliant, but we'll polish that up and it'll be fine. Couple of little scuffs on the boot. I think we have a massive stone chip here, just starting to rust. This panel is also starting to go and is crusty up in here and here. So again, that whole panel's being replaced. Doors being left alone. Skirts being done. Bonnet has always, roof has always been terrible. We've got rusty stone chips. There's like a damage to the lacquer, which is becoming harder to see now because it's starting to rain. Let's see, like these little marks here. See? So just damage in the clear coat, I think. Rusty marks there, quite a hefty one over there. And I think we've got previously repaired stone chips up here. So that's all being done as well. Excuse me, so that's about it. Right, let's make sure we get a nice pan of everything. And then I'm gonna wrap this up, get everything squirreled away. During the week, I'll be putting everything in the FOS, ready to go for paint, spoiler, spoiler repair kit, front splitter, aero spats, rain guards. It's having everything she could possibly need. So hopefully in a month's time, be coming back, we'll get it on the channel. She's gonna get a coating. That is one thing for sure. She is gonna get a coating. These are being painted obviously. And yeah, so this week just be throwing all that in the car. And right now I'm gonna go and get all that away and start editing down some of the footage. So we've done mega cleanse on Fab and mini maintenance one on FOS just before the rain sets in, which is happening any minute now. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed that one. A little bit of a break from the norm, a little bit of pottering around, a little bit of getting stuff done, a little bit of chat, a little bit of waffle, etc, etc. Of course, I will still be reviewing things. I'll still be testing valeting products and doing valeting guides, detailing guides, etc, etc. Anyway, as I say, I hope you enjoyed that one. I have, and I am, what is it, 9:30 on a Sunday. So, been industrious, up early, couldn't stop thinking about finalising my YouTube video. Anyway, have a great day, week ahead. Thank you for all your support. Don't forget, smash that like button if you're enjoying the content and consider a sub. That would be much appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Bye bye.